Good evening. It's a little over 6:15 p.m. Cameroon time. That's January 30. Welcome to the news on Canal International. We set the ball rolling with the headlines put together for us again tonight by Kejang Henry Atembe.
Dissident SDF militants drag party chairman and secretary general to court. The famous G27, as they are referred to within party circles, is still frustrated after sweeping changes within the party as stipulated by the text. And security operatives unearth arms and ammunition used by kidnappers in the north region of Cameroon. The hideouts of the kidnappers were raised during the raid. The 6:50 news comes up in a split second with Anchorman Ntarike Divine Ramsey Jr.
Now let's hit the road running, because going by trickling indications, there are everything to conclude that there is trouble looming within the ranks of the Social Democratic Front, the SDF. And several big wigs of that party have drawn the chairman to court, and that's Nijon Frundi, accusing him, amongst others, of depriving them of their leadership positions after several decisions that were taken within the party. D. Maureen reports.
While political parties in Cameroon are bracing up for the upcoming senatorial elections, the leading opposition political party, the Social Democratic Front, SDF, is rather plunged into a crisis, with party chair Nijon Frundi dragged to court. The legal battle is orchestrated by a group of over 30 bigwigs of the frontline opposition political party. The party heavyweights are challenging several decisions taken by the leadership of the party in recent times.
It's the problem of leadership, and the one we are able to solve the problem is the chairman. You cannot let this problem postpone, because it will be very difficult to party to survive with this problem.
Looking at the party, which is already weakened, if we look at their representation in the parliament, I think this incident is going to do more damage to the political party.
The problems stand between the Honorable Ninja and Honorable AFC. They are the one to tell us what is the matter between them.
According to political analyst Dr. Lucien Esomba, Chairman Nijon Frundi could repair the damage and internal leadership squabbles that have frustrated the party's heavyweights for decades. I think it's a leadership problem that has frustrated many, especially the big wings of the party, which provoked a radical behavior. And that's why they had to drag him to court. But he could still repair the damage.
I would advise that there is an internal or external mediation to resolve this crisis in a peaceful way for the interests of the party.
Nijon Frundi is accused of bad faith and anti-democratic actions that have rubbished the image of the SDF party for years. Many see the lawsuits as bad omens for the party that has lost its credibility in strongholds nationwide.
So the plaintiffs are 30 in number. They have one common denominator. They are all big wigs in the opposition political organization. And so the speculations on the outcome of the current wranglings could be diverse and multiform. Hyacinth Chia.
The atmosphere within the Social Democratic Front is getting more critical, and the elective convention of the party, built for February this year, is hanging on a thread. The fight between party big names has gradually moved from the party house to the courtrooms. Over 32 big wings of the long-standing opposition party, with the likes of Jean-Michel Ninche and former Secretary General Somelo Zhang, have embarked on a legal battle against the chairman, Ni John Frundi, and the Secretary General, Barrister Adeline Jongang, to annul a number of party decisions taken in recent times. The disgruntled group demand the cancellation of the July 23, 2022 NEC resolutions and decision number 003/022, signed by the SDF National Chairman on June 7, appointing members of the Shadow Cabinet, which they insist he did the appointments in violation of the party laws. Another demand outlined by the faction is the annulment of the decision signed by Frundi in 2022, which in essence dissolved the regional organs of the SDF. The chairman and the SDF scribe are expected before the judges at the Full Magistrate Court, Mefo-Anafamba Division of the Central Region, in the days ahead, in an attempt to get more light from both camps on the issues. Their responses off camera were similar, stating that they have decided to remain mute until after the court proceedings. All these happening at the eve of the senatorial elections may not go down well with the SDF supporters.
Now, it is open secret that the deadline for the submission of candidate lists for the upcoming Senate elections expired on January the 28th. But what probably makes news tonight is the fact that some 13 political parties are going to be gunning for seats at the Senate come March the 12th. While the ruling CPDM is vying for seats in all 10 regions, opposition parties are competing in selected regions depending on where they think they have the clout and the leverage. Hyacinth Chia once again.
The Cameroon People's Democratic Movement is once again presenting itself as the biggest bidder in the March 12 senatorial elections, going in for competition in all the 10 regions of the country. The other 12 political parties like the NUDP, SDF, UPC, UDC, FDC, PCRN, UMS, MDR, JDC, UCDI and ANDP will be vying to grab seats in different selected regions where they believe are their political fertile grounds.
NUDP party is going to compete in 4 regions: the East region, Adamawa region, North region, and Far North region. These are the 4 regions where NUDP has a lot of municipal councillors, regional councillors, who are the voters for this election, and we believe that we can win in these 4 regions.
Even those without municipal or regional councillors are quite hopeful and ready to fight for votes.
It is election. We will do campaign and present our program. This program, we are sure that the councillor will vote us.
The list of candidates deposited at Elections Cameroon is scrutinized by the electoral body and the final list published on Friday, February 10th, at least 30 days before the elections, as stipulated by the Electoral Code.
And on to something else now. The National Episcopal Conference of Cameroon has issued a statement condemning what it calls the tragic circumstances surrounding the death of Yaoundé-based journalist Martinez Zogo. According to the statement bearing the signature of the conference president Andrew Nkea, Archbishop of Bamenda, the unfortunate incident marks a turning point in Cameroon's history, a nation which now sadly basks in violence despite the wish of the majority of Cameroonians to live in peace. The bishops of Cameroon say they strongly condemned the inhumane and unacceptable act, which paints a picture, nonetheless, of the precarious security situation currently prevailing in the country, and have urged the powers that be to ensure that justice prevails. And we're going to stay on the same beat now because the National Union of Journalists of Cameroon earlier today paid a condolence visit at Amplitude FM in Yaoundé. Remember, that's where Martinez Zogo used to work for as station manager. A delegation of the journalist umbrella organization was led by Marion Obam, as we hear now from Beatrice Ngamo.
Touched by the premature exit of Martinez Zogo, the physical presence of this delegation of National Union of Journalists of Cameroon, SNJC, one of condolence to their colleagues working at Amplitude FM this Monday.
Compatir avec eux, leur porter un message de soutien, un message de réconfort, et leur dire que le syndicat national du Cameroun est résolument engagé dans ce qu'il faut faire pour que la vérité et la justice soient rendues à Martinez Ozogo.
Marian Obam, speaking as the head and on behalf of the SNGC, says the act is outrageous and do not wish that done to anyone.
Vous ne pouvez pas être dans l'exercice de sa profession.
You cannot be exercising your profession and your life is ended. We are in a state of law. There are laws, jurisdiction, who could have given justice to those who felt worried or slandered.
Ou bien qui se sentaient diffamés.
The SNGC continue mission to pressurize as they need to know the truth and follow up. They've come up with a 6-point communique this morning. The most important is the call for total mobilization, and every Wednesday, the press should be in mourning, that is in black, until the truth is out among many.
Now, abducting people for ransom has apparently become a very flourishing business for criminals operating across Cameroon's northern regions. And from all indications, they are investing huge sums of money to procure their work tools. Gendarmes in the north have laid hands on a gang of kidnappers. They actually escaped, but then they had these weapons that they left behind. Ambo Gladys.
These war arms, ammunition, and other weapons were used by hostage takers to threaten and kidnap locals of Nguna in the Lagdo subdivision, north region of Cameroon. During an operation carried out by officers of the Northern Gendarmerie Legion with the hope of dismantling the gang, they only succeeded in carrying these weapons from their hideouts, including cattle they had seized from their victims. Guna has been the target of hostage takers in the recent past, with regular ransom demanded from victims' families. Officers of the Northern Gendarmerie Legion have urged the population for more collaboration in order to fight against the phenomenon.
To tell to the population that we are there to secure them. So when they have some information to take to the gendarmerie, they have to do it. We are there to secure the population.
Although the hostage takers were not tracked down, officials of the National Gendarmerie in the north and members of the vigilante group who facilitated the discovery of the weapons have, however, expressed satisfaction with the steps taken this far to fight against abductions in the area.
Now the Bible says many are called, only few are chosen. And so from the many that were called to the starting blocks of the ongoing African Nations Championships in Algeria, only 4 are left. Host Algeria take on neighbors Niger, while Senegal will clash with Madagascar in the semi-finals of the competition. Stephanie Chia.
After more than 2 weeks of dazzling football at the CAF Africa Cup of Nations in Algeria, only 4 teams remain in the hunt for the trophy. Hosts Algeria booked their place in the semi-finals with a 1-0 win over Côte d'Ivoire, thanks to a 96th minute penalty from Emen Mahious, who scored perfectly from 12 meters in a game that saw 2 red cards for each side. In the same semi-finals, Algeria will meet surprise package Niger, who were in excellent form in a run to reach their first ever semi-final at the expense of big guns, Cameroon and Ghana. They are yet to concede a goal. In the other semi-final, Senegal will take on debutants Madagascar for a place in the final, which will be played at the Nelson Mandela Stadium on February 4. Returning to the CHAN for the first time since 2011, Senegal have been impressive under coach Pape Thiaw, who started the tournament with just 9 players from the squad that took part in the qualifiers. As was the case at the Qatar, 5 of Senegal's goals in Algeria were scored by 5 different players, including Moussa Ndiaye, Ousmane Diallo, Pape Diallo, and Lamine Camara. The other was an own goal by Badjo Siadi. No match at the tournament has yet gone to extra time or penalties, and it remains to be seen whether the semi-finals will provide such a test for the quartet. Algeria faced Niger in the first semi-final at the Miloud Haddafi Stadium in Oran on Tuesday, 31st January at 4 p.m. before Senegal take on Madagascar at the Nelson Mandela Stadium in Baraki, Algiers at 7 p.m. the same day.
That was Stephanie Chin Bomnui and not Stephanie Chia, like I erroneously mentioned. Mark Chamo will be here right after me with a deep dive into the contours of the ongoing African Nations Championships. Of course, Cameroon made an early exit. That's before the end of the group stages. More news at 1950 with Alain Ghislain Kanga. Run from trouble on the double and catch you here tomorrow.